Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Dior, and this is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So we'll change up some equipment here. There's not really much I can change up, but I will. Increase attack speed. That ain't too shabby. The wrist ring. That would be fun. In proportion to my wealth, that would give me 4 attack power. Isn't there like an explorer's ring? Yeah, there it is. A ring that increases attack power in proportion to how much of the map you have completed. 385. And 400. Yep. It's going to lower some of my other stats, but that's completely fine by me. I don't need the luck. And scarf-wise, we can go Flame Scarf just for even more attack power. 411 attack power, and see how well this goes. I don't think there's anything else to mess around with for me. I can switch to the Recycle Hat, I guess. That would lower my defense a little, but it'll increase my attack power. Yeah, but I don't like the hat. We'll stick to this, and I don't think there's anything here. Nope. Alright. Yeah, I think the only thing I might consider switching is the black belt, just for the extra attack speed, but I think I'm okay with this. The only other thing I could also do is go back and switch my books, because I have 2 luck books equipped. In fact, you know, I could do that, but I'm already here, so...
So even Gramarye has failed me. Alfred was afraid of what you could do with the shards, but not I.
So, last time I played, I don't think she was covered with this much of the crystal. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I sold a lot more to her this time around.
Look at you. Is that what you wanted? The crystal? You betrayed us, Dominique.
Oh, don't think me ungrateful. I have you and Johannes to thank for teaching me the alchemist's lore and how to control the shards. Shards, I might add, which you gave to me of your own will. Your sacrifice has become my strength.
Why are you doing this?
Because once again, the demons appeared, and once again God stayed silent. While his servants were slaughtered mercilessly one by one. So I began to wonder, what if there is no God? What if the Lord we grovel and pray before is a lie, and our faith draws power from some other nameless, unspeakable thing? If so, I wash my hands of it. Because God can rot. I decided to seek a higher power, the power to slay gods.
Do you realize how many people have died as a result?
They deserve to die because they were weak, and more will follow until I obtain all I desire.
This whole mess wasn't enough for you?
If the last summoning had been enough, I wouldn't have had to bring you here.
You're after a more powerful demon. Sheeple's crystal wasn't enough to summon it, so you needed mine instead.
Smart girl. I like that. But your crystal was too clean, too pure. So I made sure you would obtain shards and acclimate yourself to demonic power. Then Gramarye could possess you after the battle with Jebel had worn you down.
Yeah, that's one of the endings you can get.
If Zangetsu hadn't betrayed me.
Doing the right thing isn't a betrayal.
You know what? I never expected to be put in a corner like this. You leave me no choice but to play my final card. I will use my crystal and the Libelogaiath to summon Baal, the ultimate demon!
Do you realize what will happen to you?
Do you? You don't. So I'll tell you. There's a reason Jeeble survived 10 years ago.
What does he have to do with this?
It was in his blood. An exorcist, like me. Our blood suppressed the crystal corruption and effectively spared his life. And now I have surpassed him. I command the crystal through Enochian script. No demon is too powerful for me to summon, even if I cannot keep it here forever.
But the process is slow, because I can see the summoning isn't complete.
Do you really think you can stop me before then?
Oh yes, I do. You don't understand what power is for. You wield it stupidly, arrogantly, and now you will pay the price.
Oh wow, that's a lot of explosions.
Fly! You leave me
Wow,
no
that was a lot faster than I
choice.
expected.
Baal! I summon thee to my side!
And just like Symphony of the Night, there's two phases.
Hello there.
Alright. Oh, we switched heads. You're now the cat head. Switch heads again? You did. Which one are you? That one.
Congratulations!
I'll talk more about the boss fights in after this. Take your time.
Dominique. She could have done so much good, but...
I know.
Wait. The Libelogaiath.
The book that started it all. What are you going to do with it?
The same thing the Master was trying to do. Before he died, he inscribed Enochian letters onto each of the castle's structural weaknesses. Now, I will use the book to perform a rite here at the heart of the castle. The rite will activate the Enochian script and send the castle and demons back from whence they came.
So that's what Alfred was trying to accomplish.
We need to begin. Stand back, Miriam.
I'm still regenerating.
It's over.
Yes. You've made the world right again.
Not without sacrifice. Jeeble, Alfred, Zongetsu.
Jeebel's fate was already sealed. There was nothing you could have done. And the Master and Zangetsu made their own choices. They fought gladly and proudly for what they believed in. Lives like theirs deserve to be celebrated.
True. And demons still remain in this world. We can grieve later, after finishing the last of them off.
That reminds me. The Master took note of how I was forestalling your corruption and suggested some improvements. I think I might be able to stop the crystal from overtaking you permanently.
Really?
I can't make any promises, but yes, I think.
Well, thank you, Johannes.
You're very welcome. Come on, let's go home.
All right.
Whoa, there goes her hair. I think what I was showing there was that the katana was gone. It's pausing. Speed up. Can I skip? Thank you. Alright. Resume save data. Yes, please. Alright, so we're back here. And I got this proof that you've triumphed over Baal. I don't know if that actually does. I don't know if that actually does anything, but I have it. And so the boss fight, as far as fighting, what's her face? Names are escaping me at the moment. She kind of has a bunch of similar abilities as your own. She, of course, uses the same shards, so you might have noticed like the holy spell and some other things. Then she kind of has that flame whip, and then she has a bunch of physical attacks. She has one move where she can like swat you and slams you against a far wall and things like that. I honestly was not expecting to do as much damage as I did, but I apparently did. So yeah, that happened. And then for Baal, essentially she kind of appears on various heads, and you have to target that head. Obviously it constantly circles, so you have to take advantage of the platforms and things like that. She could fill the Baal can fill the bottom part of the map with lava, which either you'll have to flip the map, flip gravity or whatever, or you can just stand on the platforms. If you use any sort of abilities that have like multi-hits, like the drill or the shuriken or things like that, or it's not the shuriken, but whatever I got from the Belmont looking guy, or the Revenant, tends to do quite a bit of damage to it. Also, I never noticed the crystal in the back, the actual crystal that's in her back, because usually a scarf covers it up. But, so, with all that, we still have one more thing to do. We need to go fight the optional boss. I didn't use a single healing item against the final boss in both phases, which is pretty impressive. It was pretty satisfying to have all my stats just come together like that. Obviously, I did a lot more grinding than I did in my previous playthrough. Like I mentioned before, I was around, I think level 51 or something when I beat the game. What was I? Yeah, 51 when I beat the game. And I'm 64 now, so... The levels themselves don't really make much of a difference. It just shows how many more levels of additional grinding that I did as far as collecting materials and things like this. It's actually really satisfying. Like, I don't really care much about like maxing out all the shards, but I found maxing out the yellow shards pretty satisfying because you get all these like permanent bonuses, which are really cool. I almost got just about almost all of them, which was kind of neat. This was also the first run where I actually used something other than the fairy for my familiar. Silver Knight's really, really good. There's no question about it. I should probably upgrade him some more, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. And Let's go get a haircut. I think we got a few more hairstyles that we got.
Fascinating. People do their hair like this?
What's your new hairstyle? Fortunately, there's one last one I haven't found yet. I don't know which ones I've done already. But let's just go back to... go as default Miriam. Definitely looks a lot different.
The look suits.
There you go. Alright, so I'm gonna go visit the library again.
I've come by some new reading material.
Alright, so we're gonna take off the fortunes. We don't need them. Tome of Conquest, the ultimate tome, equivalent to the Prowess, Tailwind, and Mastery tomes. So proficiency growth, movement speed, and then Prowess is attack speed, I believe. Yeah. So we're gonna go Tome of Conquest and Prowess.
I'll go with this.
Be certain to return what you borrow. This is a library, not a bookshop.
Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna save here. So right now I'm floating at 411 attack, and if I'm buffed, I'm at 480. Alright, so we need to go back to here. Special Tomb. And you can see there's the door here.
Stop!
OD?
I warned you. What you take from the library must be returned to the library.
Oops.
You'll pay for this transgression. Death is too kind for you. Return what you borrowed.
Yeah, he also hurts really bad. Right. So his ice spell did like 300 per hit. That's good. Always good times. So we'll risotto.
Delicious.
And some chicken
Delicious.
curry.
Still dead. Without time. Return.
Ow! That all hit me. So yeah, he can stop time. Supposedly people have done no-hit runs of this guy. I think the only way you can kind of avoid that time stop is with like taking advantage of like high jump, the invulnerability frames you can get from it. But I am not entirely certain. That or use maybe the block ability.
Delicious. Scrumptious. 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 Scrumptious.
Okay, and I boosted my attack power even further beyond. Yeah, I'm just tanking and spanking at this point. Avoiding his attacks is pretty hard.
Scrumptious.
Impossible!
And the ability you get is Time Stop. Just project a field that stops time. So if I were to use it, it costs 60 MP per second. And unfortunately, I don't die until you release the time stop. Accelerator. Alright, and then we're gonna go back to the library. So yeah, he kind of just teleports around. Fighting Dominique, like bumping into Dominique doesn't do any damage, but bumping into OD does. So I was taking a bunch of hits because I was bumping into him a bunch because I wasn't moving. He teleports around. He has a slash. He can also grapple you and bite you and drain health from you, but but that doesn't really matter too much. The big thing is his time stop because it literally you can't avoid it in most cases unless you're really good with your timings. And or you just happen to have the block up at the same time. I think what kind of made it trivial in the very end was I think he did that ice spell again, but the silver knight here was in the perfect spot and just twirled his spear to absorb all of them. So he was just standing there and letting me hit him a bunch of times.
Oh, D? You're still alive?
Vampire, remember?
So that's the helmet that we got, or the accessory that we got from turning OD upside down earlier, or was it with high jump? Well, whatever the case, but now he's wearing it.
Right. Sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting your book back.
No, you defeated me, which means you now command me. Pillage my shelves as you please.
Oh, alright. So you can notice my lending limit is now 21, so I can just do this.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
Which is pretty
I'll
much
go
worthless.
with this. I'll go with this.
Unless, of course, you have the additional
with this.
DLC or you back the game, and you can fight the developer with all these. But with all this combined, I have 500 attack, so there's that.
Pillage my shelves as you please.
So yeah. 500 attack, and then if I am Sacred Shaded, I am 568. So pretty crazy. And that's everything. There is the only things I'm missing is just finishing up, like maxing out certain shards. But yeah, that is the entire game. You can tell from the map completion I'm at like 99%. It feels shorter for some reason, but then again, Symphony of Night isn't particularly long if you know where you're going. As far as a Metrovania, you don't really split off too often, but I mean, it could just be just my perception. But overall, it's a really good game. It's a callback to Symphony of Night, which was definitely one of the good Castlevania games. Of course, if you want to play more of the classic type of Castlevanias, Curse of the Moon is very much like the 8-bit Castlevania 3 style, because you could have multiple characters, you could switch characters and things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've beaten it on hard mode, so I've unlocked the highest difficulty. I'm not going to bother with it. It's just going to be probably more of the same with more higher stats and things like that. And
It's good
yeah.
to see you. What
The only
are we
other thing I
trying
could
to
do is
this
try to
time?
craft everything, but I really don't have any interest in doing that. Huh, I could have made Over the Rainbow, apparently. A scarf that brings good luck and blessings to whoever finds it. That would have been actually a good upgrade. but don't really need it.
Stop back off to...
And there's plenty of weapon types and spells and things you can take advantage of in this game. You could definitely go with a certain style of play throughout the game. For this one, I went mostly Great Sword / Axe, or whatever it's called. My first playthrough, I used Whip, and I had a very heavy emphasis on using the arrow shot shard, because you can kind of shotgun with it. I think in the beginning we used the summon bats a bunch, and then we kind of changed things up as we progressed. I mean, I do have this, though I only used it in one particular part in the game. But yeah, overall pretty good game. As for what's coming up next, which may or may not matter depending on when you guys are actually watching this video, next will probably be Kingdom Death Monster. I've been meaning to do another full playthrough of it since they updated the rules. And I have a kind of a backlog of that already prepared, so give me a little bit of time to have a little bit of a break. You might have noticed I've been doing a lot less grinding on this game towards the end. Part of that's simply because I've just been really busy playing some other games. Also, I've been busy with work and a new project I've been working on. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm honestly glad that the Kickstarter was very successful for this game, because honestly, we could use more of these. I mean, to be honest, there's been a lot of Metroidvanias on Steam lately, at least from what I've seen lately. But it's kind of good to have some of the people that have worked on the originals coming along. So, I think I've rambled on long enough. I am The Depressed Hero. This was Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. See you guys later.